The crystalline palace of Empress Vethra shimmered under 3 purple suns, but within its translucent walls, darkness had settled like a plague. The Empress sat motionless upon her throne of living coral, her 6 arms folded across her chest in the traditional posture of mourning. Her scales, once radiant with bioluminescent patterns, had faded to a dull gray. The poison had taken her daughter 3 cycles ago, and no physician in the Galactic Consortium could reverse what the assassin's toxin had done. Naya stood at the entrance of the medical wing, her human frame dwarfed by the towering architecture designed for beings twice her size. She clutched a worn leather satchel against her chest, feeling the weight of both its contents and the responsibility she carried. Behind her, Alan adjusted the portable medical scanner on his shoulder, his jaw set with determination. "They said it was impossible," Nia whispered, staring at the sealed chamber where Princess Kethsai lay in stasis. Every species in the consortium declared her beyond saving. Alan moved beside her, his dark eyes reflecting the blue glow of the stasis field. "That's because they don't think like us. They see absolutes where we see possibilities." He placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We didn't cross 40 light years just to give up now." A guard massive and armored in biomechanical plating blocked their path. "The Empress grieves. She sees no one. The child is lost." "Not lost," Nia said firmly, lifting her chin despite her racing heart. "Dying, yes. But humans have a saying. It's not over until it's over." She pulled a data crystal from her satchel. "We've brought something your doctors haven't considered. Please, we need 5 minutes with the princess." The guard's facial tentacles twitched skeptically, but something in Naya's voice, that peculiar human conviction that bordered on insanity, made him pause. He had heard stories of humans, the newcomers to the galactic stage who approached problems with frightening creativity and refused to accept impossibility as an answer. Hours later, Empress Vethra finally received them in her private chamber. She looked at the 2 humans with eyes that held no hope, only the hollow courtesy afforded to well-meaning fools. "You are the humans," she said, her voice like wind through crystal caves. "The ones who requested an audience with impossible promises." Nia bowed respectfully. "Your Majesty, we don't make promises we can't keep, but we do offer options your physicians haven't explored." "My daughter's neural pathways are dissolving," the Empress said flatly. "The toxin was designed specifically to target our species' unique nervous system. Every expert agrees death is inevitable. Why should I believe you can do what they cannot?" Alan stepped forward, activating a holographic display from his scanner. "Because we're not from your galaxy, Your Majesty. We evolved in isolation, developed different solutions to similar problems. Where your physicians see an untreatable neural toxin, we see similarities to Earth diseases we've already conquered." The hologram showed molecular structures, comparative analyses, and treatment protocols. Nia continued. "The toxin attacks synaptic connections, yes, but it follows predictable patterns. On Earth, we face similar challenges with prion diseases and neurotoxins. We developed something called nanophage therapy, microscopic machines that can target and repair neural damage at the cellular level." "Machines inside the body?" The Empress's scales rippled with distaste. "That is barbaric. It's survival," Naya said gently. "Your Majesty, humans have a reputation in the galaxy for being stubborn, reckless, and refusing to accept defeat. There's truth to that. We've stared down extinction more times than we can count, and every time we found a way forward. Not because we're superior, we're not, but because we're adaptable and we don't stop trying." The Empress was silent for a long moment. Finally she spoke. "What do you require?" "Access to the princess," Alan said. 12 hours our equipment and your trust. And if you fail?" Nia met her eyes. "Then we fail, having tried everything possible. But Your Majesty, we didn't come this far to fail." The medical bay became a whirlwind of human ingenuity. Nia worked with focused intensity, programming the nanophages to recognize and neutralize the toxin's molecular signature. Alan monitored vital signs, his fingers dancing across alien medical equipment he'd learned to operate through sheer necessity. "Neural activity dropping in Sector 7, Alan called out. "Redirecting nanophage swarm." Nia responded, her voice tight with concentration. Come on. The alien physicians watched with a mixture of horror and fascination as these small, Fragile beings worked with machinery that seemed crude by galactic standards yet achieved results their advanced technology could not. 6 hours in, Princess Kethsai's scales flickered with the faintest hint of color. 10 hours in, her neural patterns began stabilizing. At the 12th hour, her eyes opened. Empress Vethra rushed into the chamber, all 6 arms reaching for her daughter. The princess was weak, confused, but alive, truly alive, not merely suspended between life and death. The Empress turned to Naya and Alan, and for the first time in 3 cycles, light patterns danced across her scales. "You have returned my daughter to me. The Galactic Consortium said it was impossible. How did you know you could succeed?" Nia smiled, exhausted but triumphant. "We didn't know, Your Majesty. But humans have a terrible habit of attempting the impossible anyway. We've learned that impossible usually just means nobody's figured it out yet," Alan added. "Besides, humanity learned long ago that miracles aren't divine intervention. They're what happens when desperation meets innovation and refuses to quit." The Empress studied them both. These strange beings from a distant world who had accomplished what an entire galaxy of advanced species could not. "Perhaps," she said slowly, "the Consortium has much to learn from humanity. You bring not just technology, but something more valuable, hope paired with action." As Naya and Alan prepared to leave, Princess Kethsai called weakly to them. "Why?" she asked. "Why did you try so hard for someone you didn't know?" Nia paused at the doorway, looking back. "Because every life is worth fighting for. That's not just human philosophy, it's human instinct. We don't give up on people. Ever." Walking through the crystalline palace toward their ship, Alan grinned at Nia. "You know they're going to tell stories about this across the galaxy." "Let them," Nia replied, her eyes on the stars ahead. "Maybe it'll remind everyone what humans do best. We turn grief into hope, and impossibility into just another problem to solve." Behind them, the palace shimmered with renewed light, and an empress wept tears of joy, grateful that humanity, in all its stubborn, brilliant, impossible glory, had refused to let her daughter die.